You are listening to Christian Audio's production of The Girl Still Got It. Take a Walk with Ruth and the God Who Rocked Her World by Liz Curtis Higgs. This book is read by Liz Curtis Higgs. This audio recording was produced in 2015 by Christian Audio, which owns the copyright. No portion of this recording may be reproduced for any reason without prior written consent from Christian Audio. This edition recorded by arrangement with Waterbrook Press, an imprint of the Crown Publishing Group, a division of Penguin Random House, LLC. Originally published in English as The Girl Still Got It, Take a Walk with Ruth and the God Who Rocked Her World, copyright 2012 by Liz Curtis Higgs. All rights reserved. Please visit ChristianAudio.com, Facebook.com/ChristianAudio, or Twitter.com/ChristianAudio to offer your impressions of this work and to explore additional titles. Before we dive in, which girl still got it? Ruth's definitely got it. Yes, that Ruth, the one in the Bible. And her mother-in-law Naomi, she still got it too. So do you, beloved. What do I mean by it? Value, significance, vibrancy, worth, something vital and meaningful to offer, no matter how many times you've been around the block. Look at Ruth. Even 32 centuries later, her shining example of boldness and faithfulness still blows us away. Why don't we take a walk in her sandals and see where the Lord might lead us and how he might use us? Resist the urge to say you're too old, too young, too busy, too scared, too worn out, too washed up, too anything to be useful to God. Truth is, you've always been part of his love the world plan. Need proof? From the day he formed you in your mother's womb, God has watched over your every step, making sure you got where you needed to go. When you stumbled, it was God who steadied you. When you fell, it was God who rescued you. When you lost your way, it was God who carried you home. Why? Because he knows you fully, loves you completely, and holds you close to his heart. God will never give up on you, my sister. You claim a special place in his big picture. As the book of Proverbs says, you can make many plans, but the Lord's purpose will prevail. Count on it. As surely as we know how the book of Ruth ends, happily, God knows how your story is going to unfold. We don't use the phrase divine providence much anymore, but here's what it means. God is there, God cares, God rules, and God provides. How comforting to know that we're never alone and never unloved, that someone powerful is in charge and looking out for us. The book of Ruth is a crash course in Sovereignty 101, with God whispering all through it, "Trust me." Okay, but trust is an easy word to say and a hard thing to do. It took a decade of bad girl foolishness before I understood how good and trustworthy God is. The refrain of one classic hymn never fails to bring a lump to my throat. Not good when you're trying to sing. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him, how I've proved him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, oh, for grace to trust him more. Yeah, that last bit gets me every time. From childhood, Naomi learned to trust the sovereign God of Israel. Ruth discovered his faithfulness a bit further down the road. Some of us are only now realizing what it means to live in the circle of God's embrace and at the absolute center of his will. I'm still getting my head around it. Maybe you are too. Suppose we hang out with these ancient sisters for a season and see what they can teach us about God's steadfast love. First, we need to figure out how to transport Naomi and Ruth into the present, or project ourselves into the distant past. Time travel without the DeLorean. If only we could jump into a time machine. Instead of simply reading about biblical history, we could live it. Rather than merely studying maps and books, we could see, touch, and experience that long-lost world firsthand. Wouldn't that be something? H.G. Wells created a device for his time traveler out of nickel, ivory, and quartz. Doc Brown sent Marty McFly back to 1955 in a plutonium-powered DeLorean. I'm thinking we'll employ something God designed, our imaginations, and toss in a healthy measure of old-fashioned.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?